One, you are live.
Happy Saturday. Welcome to Last Call. I'm the prop queen, Ariel Epstein. As you guys may know, I've been filling in for Kelly in Vegas all summer. The days they're dwindling. Only a few more last calls left before Kelly gets to take back over. But today we've got some great guests coming on. Of course, Yanni the Greek going to tell you where all the sharp action is today on the board. Got a lot of Major League Baseball to talk through. And then we've got Tokyo Brandon, who's going to go deeper into the Major League Baseball world, answering all of your questions so that you guys could find out where the edge is today, whether it's props, sides, totals. We got you covered. Then Jesse Schule also going to come on. We're going to talk a little college football. So get ready, because once 4th of July is over, like it is, we're going college football. And thank you, Sean Michael. I had a cough attack yesterday on air, which was really embarrassing, but I'm not feeling hot. So that's what's great, because we're going to bring on some great guests so that I don't need to talk so much. Starting with our very own from here at WagerTalk. You know him, you love him. He is the sharpest guy you may know. They call him Vegas Runner, VR, Yanni the Greek, live from Las Vegas. Let's bring on Yanni. Happy Saturday, Yanni. Yanni, is his sound off?
Can he not hear us, Mr. Greek
Yanni.
Gambler? Hello,
Yanni over here.
Here's the problem Ariel, with when VR has technical difficulties. There's going to be no way to reach him. so I'll do my best here, but we could talk to TB in the meanwhile while I troubleshoot our man.
We need there he is.
Oh,
Yanni.
I had the volume down.
There we
started
go.
my
We're
leg.
screaming. We're like, Yanni, over here.
But there's PFL going on. There's PFL going on. And I just placed another PFL bet. You guys can have it. The PFL is going right now in Africa.
That's what you were in the zone with, was PFL?
Yeah. I was firing it. I gave out a 4% right now on Corey Anderson. Corey Anderson at plus 110. As long as you're getting plus money, it's a coin flip fight. Anything plus 101 or better, you're good. Corey Anderson and Justin Clark. I gave out at minus 130. I think he's up to about minus 140 right now. I think 150 or better, you're good still. Justin Clark, Corey Anderson in PFL. That's going on over the next 30 to 60 minutes. So sorry, had the fire.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I'm glad that I got a good laugh to start my morning, Yanni. How have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Good. I've been busy. I didn't take a vacation. This is the first All-Star break. I haven't taken a vacation in a long time. Just because I'm just so busy, just got so much going on, and I've been real busy with accounts and moving stuff. And because of the summer league, the NBA summer league, I was so prepared for it. And the results have been ridiculous. I'm glad I did take off for it. So it's just been busy, just been firing away, waiting for football, getting prepared for football, starting to study a little more each and every day, and gave out 4 college football season win totals earlier this week. So I'm just in the zone, really in the zone as far as the gambling. I'm locked in, Ariel. I'm pretty much locked in. So things are good right now.
You mentioned the NBA Summer League. I know that people like you love betting the NBA Summer League the same way you love betting spring training. How do you go about handicapping the Summer League, and have you been successful?
Yeah, we've been really, really, really successful in the NBA. I think I went 4-0 the other night. It's just every night we've been making money. I think that's why number one profit the last 7 days, last 3 days. It's mostly NBA Summer League, and now baseball, of course. Another good night. But for me, I just I'll tell you the truth. I moved the stuff for a group that does the NBA Summer League. And from everything I see, the lines move really quickly and really significantly. And most of it is based on information of who's actually playing. That's why you see a lot of these moves. And how they're getting the information of who's playing or which team really cares, I have no idea. But that's pretty much has been the simple handicap from what I'm seeing. They're zoning in on a couple teams that they obviously have good information on, because it seems to be the same teams we're betting sides and totals on. And like I said, these groups are just getting that information in Summer League, and I'm just betting it for them. I'm not handicapping this stuff because, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even know how to handicap the Summer League.
Is there anything today in the NBA Summer League?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah, I haven't gotten anything yet. We haven't bet anything, but yeah, there's like 6-7 games. I haven't gotten anything yet in the accounts. That's why I just kept refreshing. Nothing in summer league yet, but yeah, that's where it's at. And the thing is, they don't fire like too early. A lot of that summer league stuff comes like before the game starts. Like they'll get a nugget of information, like maybe this player's not going to play or isn't 100%. And I think they're betting that kind of information because a lot of it does come late. It's not like the lines are that far off, like where they're just blasting the openers. It seems more like it's information based. And that tends to come in throughout the day. But so far, nothing in NBA Summer League. The only thing we bet so far, PFL, UFC, soccer all over the world, and some Major League Baseball sides. But again, it's 8 a.m. here in Vegas, and the baseball starts to come in over the next like 2 hours. So we got a little bit.
So do you want to get to UFC first?
Yeah, wherever you want to go. Well, I'm good.
Okay, because I got questions about baseball, but UFC, I just blindly trust you.
Here's what I could go. Here's where we'll go. We'll go to the main event because I'll give you 2 bets here real quickly. Listen, it's Holloway's retirement fight. The stage is set for him to go off in a blaze of glory, win the BMF title in his hometown of New Orleans. Final fight. Against an opponent he's already beaten twice. But I think this is a very different fight. And I think the betting line offers a lot of value fading Dustin Poirier for this perfect story to not end so perfectly. And the bottom line is this. Forget the first fight because it was Max's debut in the UFC. Let's throw that out. It was a long time ago. But it was the second fight that I'm looking at mostly. And here's what sticks out to me. Max closed at about a -220 favorite. So even though Dustin was coming in on a hot streak and Max was coming in on a hot streak, they still thought Max would win this fight close to 70% of the time. And it was Max's first time moving up to lightweight. So he was a featherweight fighting 145 pounds, now moving up to 155. And he's the favorite over a guy who's been established at that weight class and kicking ass. So it tells me how strongly the market valued Max Holloway. But here's the problem. Even though he outlanded Poirier, he outstruck Poirier, the difference was the damage that Poirier inflicted on Holloway because he was the smaller guy that night. Holloway was a true 155er. That night he was probably like 170. Max was a 145er. The most he was that night was 155, not even 160. So Poirier was a lot bigger, a lot stronger. That's no longer the case. Max is now a legit lightweight. And I think that's going to make all the difference, coupled with the motivation. We can't quantify a price on motivation, but the last thing Holloway wants to be is the highlight reel for Poirier's career, where Max lost his UFC debut to him, lost the chance at the lightweight title in his lightweight debut to him, and now it's going to be his highlight reel in his retirement fight. No. I think you're going to get a very motivated Max Holloway. And just watching that second fight, and you can't draw too many conclusions off one single fight, but he didn't get beat in that fight. He didn't win that fight, but he didn't lose that fight. And I think a 155 Max Holloway that night would have won that fight. Give me Max Holloway, and more importantly, inside the distance. That's correct. We're going to go under 4.5, and we're going to take plus money to do that. Rarely do I go under 4.5. I've said it before. If you did nothing but go over 3.5, over 4.5, you've made double-digit return on investment over the last decade because the MMA lines are shaded towards finishes, shaded towards the bias of the unders. But that doesn't mean we blindly bet overs. It means we're very selective when we do bet the unders. And this is one of those spots where I really do think these guys are going to leave it out there. It's for the BMF. It's not for like it's a lightweight title or anything like that. It's a retirement fight. Max is coming off a loss, but prior to that, he had that Gagey knockout in the BMF fight. Like, I don't think these guys are going to be out there for like a technically sound point fighting. I think they're going for finishes. So let's go Max Holloway. Let's go under and see if we could sweep the main event. Max Holloway and under in the main event. And don't forget, I have my package up already. 2 premiums in there. 2 more premiums will be in there in the next 30 minutes. And there's the 5% as well. Number 1, 5%, last 365. Number 1 in MMA, 5% this year. And didn't have one last UFC card, but we have one today. It's a dog, still available. So hopefully we have a good night in UFC. Good fights tonight.
Yanni, I'm looking right now at the bet splits, and I'm seeing that some of the most bet on props for tonight is Poirier by submission, Poirier by decision or technical decision, Holloway knockout, TKO or DQ, Poirier by KO, TKO or DQ, and Kevin Holland KO, TKO, DQ or submission. Those are some of the most bet on props that I'm seeing tonight. Did any of those stand out as a fade the public?
Because I think it's going to be a finish. I like Max inside the distance. I like a lot of times with those props, when you're betting the narrative, you're usually not getting the best of it, and you're better off fading the narrative.
Right.
That's usually
why I love it. I call it fade the public. And I love getting these bet splits where I could fade the public. And I love asking people like you if there is a public side that you would be fading.
Yeah, the Poirier by submission, like in the perfect world, that's how he would win this fight, but it's not going to happen. He's not going to submit Max Holloway. He's not getting him out of there. I know that's what everyone wants to see. That's an auto fade. That's not happening. I think if you're going to bet any kind of prop in that main event, you want to look to the Holloway side and you want to look to inside the distance. I think you're going to get some good value there because of just how tough Poirier is. Like just how durable he is. And I think that's even going a little bit against the narrative because, again, this fight is favored to go over. It's favored to go the distance for the judges to declare the winner. I don't think that's going to happen. That's why we're getting plus money fading that narrative. So, Max inside the distance, the prop I would go for, and fade those Holloway inside the distance props. He's not getting Max at it, or he's not finishing Max.
Sean Michael wants to know if there's a sleeper in the UFC tonight.
Like a dog, a nice dog. I'll give you a dog that was sticking out to me is McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh. He's like a 5-1 dog, plus 500 against Bruno Ferreira. McVeigh hasn't been in the UFC, hasn't even fought Contender Series. But this kid didn't get this shot by accident. He's as tough as they come. It's just he hasn't had a level of competition yet that warrants being able to beat a UFC fighter. That's why he's this big of a dog. But there's no way Ferreira should be this big of a dog over Jackson McVeigh. McVeigh's going to have, I think, a nice reach advantage. He's a lot younger than Ferreira, and he's got the confidence and swagger of a kid that just doesn't even know better yet. Like, he's just getting guys out of there in the very first round. And when you have that kind of confidence, sometimes it's like you don't even know you're in like a big, like the UFC is such a big deal, but I don't think this kid's going to be overwhelmed by it. I just don't. At plus 500, you got to take a stab. You got to sprinkle a little something on Jackson McVeigh. I don't think Bruno Ferreira should be a minus 800 or greater against anybody. So yeah, give me McVeigh. That's a little sprinkle.
Anything, I know this might be a little crazy, WNBA All-Star, anything there?
The WNBA, let me see. No. I was going to say over. The only thing I would look is go over. All-Star games, though, that's a little square.
I had people asking me about the WNBA All-Star game yesterday on the Prop Queen pod, and I'm like, guys, seriously? Like, I understand that we could do some crazy crap, but like the WNBA All-Star game, I think, is where I draw the line.
Yeah, there's got to be a better bet on the board.
Yeah, like Major League Baseball, where we've got a fully loaded card. What's coming on MLB, Yanni?
Good call.
I've got it right.
Be happy. The first bet we placed was on the Yankees.
You did?
925 Yankees. Yeah, that was after fading them yesterday. Atlanta was one of my, I think, a 4% play for me, Atlanta. I had Atlanta yesterday. But we're coming with the Yankees today at minus 120. Arizona, 956, minus 110. And 916 Seattle, minus 120. So we got three small favorites: Yankees, Arizona, and Seattle. Again, it's early. The Canadian group moves the market in Major League Baseball. Those guys tend to bet like 10 a.m. Pacific time on weekdays and about 9 a.m. Pacific time on weekends for whatever reason. That'll probably be about 45 minutes. So subscribers, you will be receiving baseball like you have been the last, this entire summer over the next hour. But so far, that's what they hit early: the Yankees, Arizona, and Seattle as they return. But real quickly, we bet series bets yesterday. 3 series bets. prior to first pitch, and they were Pittsburgh, Dodgers, and the Mets. All chalky, especially the Dodgers and the Mets. Both of them were chalky. And if I'm not mistaken, I think all three of them lost yesterday. I know Pittsburgh lost to the White Sox. I know, lost too. The Mets lost, right? And the Dodgers lost. All three. Yeah, the Dodgers lost to Milwaukee. If the Mets lost, then they're 0-3 right now on series bets. Yeah, I don't see the Mets. Did the Mets get rained out? Oh, the Mets lost to Cincy. So yeah, Pittsburgh, Dodgers, and the Mets. Those three, we bet the series yesterday, right before first pitch. And those series bets have done real well. So what does that tell you? That means over today and tomorrow, we need to go 2-0 in Pittsburgh. We need to go 2-0 on the Dodgers. We need to go 2-0 on the Mets to win those series bets. So use that information as you wish, but we need Pittsburgh, Dodgers, and the Mets today. We need Pittsburgh, Dodgers, and the Mets tomorrow as well, or those series bets go down the drain. And Ariel, only because I absolutely adore you and for your show only, I'm going to give you guys real quickly. I got a couple soccer bets that just came in. Don't know if you guys want to use them, what you want to do with them, but these have done so well for us. So real quickly, this is in Brazil, Series A in Brazil. It's Corinthians in Sao Paulo. We're going over 1.75, minus 1.2. So that's Sao Paulo and Corinthians over 1.75. That's Brazil Series A. Also in Argentina Super League, we're going with Sarmiento and Godoy Cruz under 1.75. So that's Sarmiento, Godoy Cruz under 1.75. Also up to minus 110. That's in Argentina. And I'm going to give you a draw at plus 235. The other day we hit a draw at plus 250. Here's a draw for you, only because it's Ariel doing this. And this one's in League One, Romania. We are going with Stoia Bucharest. I'm even going to spell that for you. Bucuresti versus Petrosol. That's Petrosol, probably some what's it called? A gas company or something. That's what it sounds like to me. Petroul 52 in a draw. So we're betting Bucuresti and Petrosol 52 draw plus 235. Yeah, only here will you get Argentina, Brazil, and I even got some Mexican league for you, but we don't want to go to those levels. Don't want to confuse the bettors out there. So too much gold.
We love any of these kinds of
too much gold overwhelms the bettors. It overwhelms them.
I'm going to give people, I'll ask one more before I let you go. People know about this one. They don't need to go digging for Series A and B like you did in COVID times with us. That was like one of the first times I spoke to you, and I was mind blown. The Open. Any live action on the Open?
No, and I thought we were going to miss it. Yesterday, we were just waiting on a 4% under for the cut to be 143.5 and under, and it was like 144 all day, but I logged into the accounts this morning and it cashed. So obviously we hit that one somehow. The only thing I did see here, I'll tell you, there was a matchup in what's it called in round 3, but I don't know if it started. Let me give it to you real quick, just in case it hasn't. It was Bryson DeChambeau over Corey Connors. Up to minus 150, I think that's what they wanted. Bryson DeChambeau. That's the only golf I have, but I'm not sure if that's even still on the board. That got fired when I woke up. My cousin had already bet that for them. So, he's on the East Coast. He starts a little earlier than I do. So yeah, that's all I had in the golf. Nothing else came in, and I just refreshed for you guys. Nothing. I was hoping to send you off with some summer league or something, but yeah, that's gonna have to wait.
Yanni, what are you promoting today?
UFC, baby. UFC and Major League Baseball. Right now, running very hot. The baseball package will be up within the next 30 minutes. Like I said, I got 3 or 4 plays already in the chamber, ready to go. But the UFC, the 5% play, which I absolutely love. I even placed a cash bet. I swear to God, on my life. I did this in the last 5%. Before leaving the Red Rock yesterday with my girl, I emptied everything out on the table at the sports book, even $320 that was in chips. I bet on this 5%. So I had ended up only having like a little less than 2 dimes. I had like 1,800 and something bucks on me. But I pushed that because we just went for dinner. But talking over dinner, I talked myself even more liking this 5% that I said, you know what, let's do it like we did last time and just put all the money before we go home. So we go home break. Put it all in that fighter. So hopefully we got to come back and cash it.
Yanni the Greek, he's the best. Make sure to check him out all over WagerTalk platforms. Have a great weekend, Yanni. Good luck tonight.
Love you guys. Thank you. Best of luck.
We've got to dive deeper into Major League Baseball. I haven't looked at the card yet. I'm going to do that after the show. So to help us get started, we've got a lot of action. Big card. We're going over to Tokyo. Tokyo Brandon joining the show, staying up late for us. Ass man behind him. We absolutely love it. Tokyo Brandon. Happy MLB Saturday. Or is it Saturday or Sunday for you?
It's just past midnight here in Tokyo, so technically Sunday morning. Nice to see you again, Ariel. Yes, you need to stay home tonight and eat a steak, I think.
Yeah, I think my body needs a steak and like a lot of help. I just push myself to the limit until I almost die. But I'll watch Major League Baseball too with my steak. And Tokyo Brandon, I know the chat was all excited that you were coming on. So chat, please get all your questions in for TB so we could answer them in baseball. First, I guess, what stood out to you the most on the card?
Well, before I get to that, I want to let everyone know I have a 4% play out today. So go grab that. And after this show, I'm going to be doing a live 1 hour open my spreadsheet to everyone and cap some games. So be sure to tune into that. Quite a few things pop out to me when I looked over the card today. Fortunately, I'm on Japan time, obviously. So I get the benefit of checking the numbers right when they come out while people in the US are probably sleeping. So yeah, quite a few things jump out at me. Let me tackle the Angels Phillies game first of all. We got Kikuchi going against Taijuan Walker, and I've never really been a fan of either one of these pitchers, but Kikuchi is kind of starting to turn me around this season. He's pitching really well, which is unusual for pitchers who go to the Angels. Usually they're terrible there, but he went there from the Astros, and he's actually been doing quite well. I have him ranked a little bit higher than Taijuan Walker. Most people probably were surprised that the Angels came through yesterday. I think they're going to come through again today as big underdogs here because they got the better bullpen in current form. They have the better lineup by far in current form. I have them ranked 5 out of 30 teams, where I got the Phillies ranked 22 out of 30 teams. Yes, Philadelphia's lineup is more talented on paper, but they're not performing right now. Going into the All-Star break and coming out of it, not performing well. Bullpen, Angels advantage. So I kind of like the Angels in this one.
Ooh, okay. So you like the Angels today. I'm looking to see if the chat had anything for you too. I know that Yanni gave us Yankees, D-backs, and Mariners. Any of those stand out?
So let's take a look at the Diamondbacks here. They got they're going against the Cardinals, Sonny Gray and Ryan Nelson. Gray is a guy who's really good, but the books tend to give him a little bit too much credit. Not to say that he's not a good pitcher, but they do give him a little bit too much credit. Let me see what my numbers pull up here. Diamondbacks underperforming at the lineup, but they really have a talented lineup. Their bullpen has been trash since the beginning of the season, though. I've got the St. Louis Cardinals ranked a little bit higher than the Diamondbacks in almost every category, and Sonny Gray is not walking anybody. I do since I was an MLB scout, I have this formula that I use. Probably no one else in the world uses it. I don't know. I just made it up. But I do a ratio for bases on balls to strikeouts, and I calculate the percentage. Sonny Gray is in a really top percentile. He only walks 14% of the guys he strikes out, which is a really good rate. Generally, the pitchers will be between 30 and 40%. Ryan Nelson is a little bit above at 43, but that's not too alarming. He's just not a really good pitcher. I don't like Nelson. I do like the Cardinals today, but being given the fact that they couldn't hit yesterday kind of worries me a little bit. Taking a look at Ryan Nelson's splits, he performs really well at home. In 45 innings, he's got a 2 ERA. So if anything, I'd probably go under here because both teams are underperforming, and I like Ryan Nelson at home, and I like Sonny Gray overall. So I would probably do an under in the Diamondbacks Cardinals game. I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Nate wants to know if you have any thoughts on the Padres.
Padres, I certainly do. This is a game that I like to attack today. I'm attacking this in several ways, but we got Darvish going against Mitchell Parker. Mitchell Parker is a pretty bad pitcher, actually. How bad is he? I'll tell you in just a moment. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, I got both of these pitchers underperforming quite miserably. I take all the 200 some starting pitchers and I curve them on a curve of 30. And I got Mitchell Parker ranked 29 out of 30. That's pretty bad. Looking at his numbers, isolating his one-on-one numbers, I got him giving up more than 6 hits. I've got him allowing more than 2 earned runs today, and I've got him in his career against these batters an OPS of over 864. So I do not like Mitchell Parker. Darvish I like, but he's just getting a little bit old. I think the Washington lineup is pretty good. They're generally undervalued by the book. Right now, not in great current form. Neither are the Padres, but both bullpens below average. I would go either over, or I would take San Diego Padres over in this one because I don't like either starting pitcher in current form, and I don't really like either bullpen. I think the bats will wake up here. Neither team has been cranking it too well lately, but I think the bats will wake up today. So I like the over in this one, either team total or game total.
Dale asked, are the Tigers an underdog today?
Tigers, let's take a look. That's not one that I was isolating, but let me see the matchups, probably for a good reason. Yeah, I don't really have... See, Montero's going against Kumar Rocker, and I don't really like either pitcher, but I have almost zero data on head-to-head matchups for these pitchers. Montero is actually 4-1, where Kumar Rocker is 3-4. Rangers.
I don't think Kumar Rocker deserves to be a favorite over the Tigers, to be honest. But they're at home, so I get it. But Kumar Rocker is very hit or miss.
Well, he is. He's a strikeout guy, and he likes to strike people out, and he's pretty good at it. But his record's 3-4. The Rangers are a really good home team, though. They're 27-19. But the Tigers are a really good away team. I think the Tigers are going to fade a little bit in the second half. That doesn't mean they're going to lose today, but I would have to say Montero is a better pitcher than Rocker, in my opinion. I'll probably stay away from this game because, we're trying to predict the future here, and the more X factors you have means it's more difficult to predict the future. So way too many X factors here. So I'm probably going to stay away from this game.
Oh, great show, Andrew says. Thank you so much. Mets team total. I think today is the David Wright day where they retire his number.
Which team? The Mets?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I just have to say, any show with Ariel Epstein is a hit as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you. Even when I'm under the weather, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're always great, under the weather or not. So let's take a look at the Mets here. What do we got?
I think. Do you follow narratives? Because I'm pretty sure today is the David Wright retirement ceremony. So I'm curious if, I sometimes love to fade narratives, or I stay away just because it's like an emotional day. The Mets players will want to play for David Wright and the fans, and it's going to be a packed house because everyone's honoring David Wright, and it's his whole weekend. It's just too much sometimes, and I hate backing a narrative.
Well, once the game starts, nobody's really thinking that it's David Wright Day. So I really don't buy into those narratives. And some of these players probably haven't even played with him, so they probably don't care. It's just kind of a nuisance before the game that they can't just go out there and get started, probably, for most of them. So I don't really buy into those narratives very much. I approach this a game by game day, but there is something to be said. If there's some kind of trend where there's a ceremony and the team loses, 60% or something, if there's a trend of 60%, I might listen to it. But in general, many of these players didn't play with him. Many of these players don't care about him, and they're just kind of waiting to get on the field. So I don't buy into the narrative here. Interesting fact about this game, though, I really like the Mets. I don't know why. But Clay Holmes is walking way too many people, but I still have him ranked better than Nick Martinez. And the Mets bullpen, I have them slightly better. And this is one of those games where I have the Mets ranked higher than the Reds in every category, but they're only ranked higher by like 1 or 2 points. So it's like all Mets, but it's only all Mets by like a small percent. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go all in with the Mets here because Clay Holmes walks way too many guys. The Mets are 33-15 at home, so that you can't ignore that. And the Reds have a losing record on the road. If anything, I would go Mets here, but I wouldn't go all in, and I haven't pulled the trigger for an official play yet.
Okay, so no official play there on the Mets. Dale says he likes the
Are you reading, Ariel?
I'm reading the chat. I want to make sure. Okay, here's Raymond Jones. Any thoughts on the White Sox and Angels both winning today or taking to win either the first 3 or first 5?
Oh my God. Wow. Someone's really going into some serious plus money props there, huh? Or plus money parlays there, huh? I would not do that because it's just kind of like buying a lottery ticket. You're better off betting the games separately. I do like the Angels today. But if you can get like plus 1.5 or something, or even a plus 2.5 and throw them in a parlay like that, might be okay. Let me take a look at the White Sox. What do we got with the White Sox here? Can't find them. Let me see. Hang on a sec. Oh, they're going against the Pirates again. Hauser's got great numbers, and he's a very underrated pitcher. He's got a 1.56 ERA with a 5.2 record. Kind of concerning that they won yesterday, but I think Hauser's going to have a good game here. You could take him if you really like plus money. Here's a good way to go: take Hauser to record a win, because to record a win, you have to accomplish 3 things. You have to go 5 innings. You have to be winning when you come out of the game, and your bullpen has to hold for you. Now, the White Sox bullpen, not exactly the most reliable bullpen in Major League Baseball, but I'm sure, I haven't looked at the numbers right now, but I'm sure you can get some really good plus money if you take Hauser to record a win. So if you really like plus money, that would be a decent way to go. I do like the White Sox and Angels both to win today, but I definitely would not parlay them together because what's the point? I mean, we're here to win money. You're going to win more money separating them and betting them separate.
I am not a parlay person, so I don't care how enticing it is. You're going to be pissed off when one loses. That's just the
exactly.
bottom line.
And I get annoyed like when I'm on the right side and I lose, which is why I don't like to do -1.5s. I'll do -1s because if my side wins, at least I get a push if they win by 1. But there's nothing more annoying than having the right team and they win by 1 and you lose your bet. There's nothing more annoying. I can't stand it. So
Andrew Weidler wants to know if the Red Sox Cubs could go under the total today.
Red Sox and Cubs. Let's see what we got here. We got Bayo and Imanaga. Let's see. Cubs and Red Sox. Red Sox bullpen is in really good form here. Let's see how Bayo and Imanaga are doing. Yeah, both pitchers are in really good form too. The problem is we got 2 power-packed lineups that are kind of on fire, or at least they were on fire going into the All-Star break. 2 good bullpens, 2 good starting pitchers. If anything, I would go under in this game, but I wouldn't like to go under 8. If this is a 9 or a 9.5, yeah, I would go under. You can always alt things up a little bit if you pay a little bit of money to alt it up. So yeah, I would alt this up to a 9 and take an under, perhaps maybe a 9.5.
Tokyo Brandon, right. Yeah. Anything else before I let you go on this Saturday? I know you gotta get it ready for your show.
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff. I got a 4% play in Major League Baseball out today. Also, I put together all of my pitcher projections, outs, strikeouts, hits, everything. And I make a PDF out of it, and that's downloadable for free at my page at WagerTalk.com. Yeah, I'm doing a show right after this. I am not as charming and good at hosting as you are, but I waddle through the water a little bit and
It's
make my
all
way
about
out like
what
an
you
ugly duck.
say, not how you say it.
Well, you're good at both. I'm not. I'm like an ugly duckling in the water, just trying to get through the show. Or handsome
Absolutely
duckling.
not.
Either way. But yeah, I got a lot. 4% play. Go grab that. Go download my pitcher props or my pitcher data for free right now. I noticed your props, your prop queen neon sign, and look at what I got down here. I got a Tokyo Brandon neon sign down there.
See? Everyone needs a neon sign. Everyone needs.
Thanks, Ariel.
Thanks, Tokyo Brandon. Okay, we've got one more guest before we dive into a little bit of Premier Lacrosse with Dan. But before we get to that, let's get our feet wet a little bit with some college football. We are about a month away from Kelly in Vegas going to Ireland for week 0. But we are also almost we're 5-6 weeks away from the real week 1. Let's bring him on to talk about it. Jesse Schule joining the show. He actually had a huge steak before. 24 ounces, you said?
Yeah, I didn't get through the whole thing. I have a nice chunk left for after the show.
Oh, I am so jealous. You have inspired me. Steak and eggs is what gets me through my life and my weekends. Jesse, I know that on August 30th, LSU, Clemson laying 3.5, total 56.5. Obviously, eyeball is going to be all over this huge matchup. What's going on here? What are you seeing about these two teams?
This is a big game, probably the biggest game of week 1. Unfortunately for LSU fans, Brian Kelly doesn't do so well in big games, and they probably don't like me reminding them of that. But Kelly's record in his career against top 10 teams, 6-20. He's 2-4 against top 10 teams with LSU. I think Brian Kelly is a decent coach when it comes to recruiting, building a team like a general manager. But when it comes to calling plays, a little bit questionable, especially when he's matched up against a great head coach like Dabo, who is 19-15 against top 10, 2-2 against Nick Saban. He's got a couple natties. Offensive coordinator for Clemson, Garrett Riley. When he came over from TCU, everybody was expecting Clemson's offense to take right off. It didn't happen right away, but it did happen last year. Klubnik throwing for 3,600 plus yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Klubnik is primed for a huge season. Clemson's bringing everybody back. They're at home. And then you've got Kelly's mishaps in week 1 since he's joined LSU. Last year, 27-20 loss as a favorite against USC, 45-24 loss to FSU the year before, and 24-23 loss to FSU in his first season at LSU. In a matchup between two great teams, but two coaches, that it would have set up for a mismatch in favor of Dabo and Clemson, and they're at home. So I like Clemson in this game.
Okay, Clemson it is. And I know it was a disappointing season last year. So overall on the year, are you higher on Clemson?
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing everybody back. They won 10 games. They were a playoff team. So I think Clemson, they're ready to take the next step. I like the way Dabo coaches. I know he's been under scrutiny in this new era of the transfer portal, and he's been a little bit resistant to that. But I'm kind of that same era as Dabo, and he's a guy that I'm cheering for. So certainly on the Clemson bandwagon this season.
Going to put you on the spot because a while ago, Jack Falk asked you, what are your thoughts on Illinois football this year? Got a ceiling or a floor for them?
Yeah, so when he said that, I looked at their schedule, and they're another team bringing back almost everybody from last year. I like the coach. Only problem is they play in the Big Ten, so they're not going to get an easy schedule. But looking at their schedule, there's really only one game that you can see that they're probably not going to win. That's against Ohio State. So if you're going to think about how good Illinois football is going to do this year, you got to think about their three opponents that sort of toss-up games: Washington, Indiana, and the third one. Let me have a peek here. Washington, Indiana, and USC. And I'm not that high on USC. I'm kind of high on Washington and Indiana, but if they could win 2 of those 3, they'll finish with 10 wins. They've got a shot at the playoffs. I think Illinois will be a competitive team in the Big Ten this year.
I know you're talking a lot about returners, but returning production, how overrated is it?
I do think it is a mistake to believe that returning production will result in a successful season. If you're bringing back an elite quarterback or an elite offensive line, if your coaching staff remains intact, that's a great thing. But if you're an average team that underperformed and you're bringing everybody back, I don't think that is something to be proud of. We can take a look at last year's class of returning production. Virginia Tech was number 1 overall in returning production. They had a 6-7 season, very disappointing. Oklahoma State, Virginia, and Northwestern all had losing records. They were all top 10 in the country in returning production. Clemson this year tops the list. They're number 1 in returning production, but you look at who they're bringing back. It's the 3rd season for Garrett Riley as the offensive coordinator. It'll be Klubnik's 2nd season with Garrett Riley. I think they're primed for some success. The team they're bringing back, the players they're bringing back, the quarterback, everything lines up for Clemson to be successful. But some teams to be wary of. I said it on this channel before. Baylor, they rank 11th in returning production. I think a lot of people are leaning too heavily into that. They closed last season on a 6-game winning streak, but they beat bottom feeders of the Big 12. Their quarterback put up big numbers, but he didn't have a signature win over a decent team. Cincinnati, they were one of the worst teams in the Big 12 last year. So the guys they're bringing back, I'm not impressed with. And Stanford, I mean, they're just a mess. They're just a plain old mess. So for those teams, returning production is not going to be significant, in my opinion.
Why the Colorado jersey today?
You haven't heard. Well, everybody in the chat knows I've got a bit of a reputation for being a Colorado hater. I think that reputation is a little overblown. I have made some big bets against Colorado, and every time you do that, their fan base likes to attack you. And at one point, they told me Colorado's going to win this game by double digits, you fool. I said, well, if they do, I'll get myself a jersey, and I got myself a jersey.
Oh, wow. See, I'm glad I didn't get put in that position. Last year, that was the Guardians fans with me, which is ironic because I had the Guardians to make the playoffs last year, which they did. And then I said, well, they're not going to go to the World Series. All the Guardians fans, I went to the Yankees-Guardians game. I'm on the field. The team's coming up to me. We heard you on MLB Network that you don't think we're going to go to the World Series. And I'm like, you're not. And guess what? They didn't. So everyone can shut up and leave us alone. We know what we're talking about. And if we don't, then we'll make sure to pay our debts. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Jesse. What are you promoting today?
I'm not disappointed with the jersey. I'm happy with it.
I like it. I like it. What are you promoting today?
We do have a special at WagerTalk. Right now, you can get the entire CFL season from me absolutely free with a purchase of all access full season college and pro football. That's priced at $777. I had a fantastic NFL playoffs last year, and I'm the #1 CFL handicapper at WagerTalk since I joined in 2020.
Jesse Schule, it was so great speaking to you on this Saturday. I am so jealous that you have that 24-ounce steak waiting for you. Enjoy your Saturday, Jesse, and we'll talk to you again in football season. So we've got to get to our last, but certainly not least part of the show because I'm repping the New York Atlas, who were on a massive hot streak coming off a win against the California Redwoods last night. Yesterday, Dan and I were talking about a prop that didn't end up cashing. We were kind of pissed because, you know, when you get Connor Schellenberger at 7 assists, a career high, tied second most assists all time in a single game, but doesn't get 2 goals. Dan, what the hell?
That was pretty brutal. I mean, every single player pretty much on the Atlas offense last night had a hat trick, which is what we expected, which was why we liked Connor Schellenberger, who had been scoring goals like crazy, to go over his goals. And of course, he has a career night, but doesn't net even a goal for us. So sometimes it's like that. I mean, Ariel, you know, you can go to every single stat. You can have the most solid handicap, and that's why your bankroll management is just as important as your handicap, because even the ones that are slam dunk incredible handicaps they're going to lose about half the time. And that's we just got bit by that last night.
Listen, I'm still repping the brand. Also, guys, PLL merch.
Yeah, those are sick.
It's awesome. Like, Kelly's wearing like her normal sweatshirt, and I was like, no. I've got like the legit looking one. Like I look like
I got the preppy ass Vineyard Vines action going today. Yeah.
I have a PLL t-shirt, which I probably should switch into because it's starting to get hot. But Marley the dog had me up at 5:30 in the morning. So it was sweatshirt season. We do have cross games tonight. And for people that don't know, these games happen pretty late. So, well, not today, but yesterday was late. Denver Outlaws, Boston Cannons, 3 p.m. Eastern, and then the Water Dogs and the Whipsnakes are at 8 p.m. Eastern. Anything today, Dan?
Yeah, so we'll start with the one that you and I stumbled upon this morning, and that's this guy that we have had a great read on, Jared Bernhardt. You might actually recognize the game because he played for the Atlanta Falcons for just a little brief stint there, and then he made his return back to lacrosse, which is clearly his best sport. He won the Heisman of lacrosse, a Tewaarton Trophy winner, and we've really been excited about this Denver team since he joined, simply because he's joining 3 other players on that team who are Tewaarton Trophy winners. Again, the Heisman Trophy lacrosse. So they are just absolutely stacked. And since they've got their feet under them with Jared Bernhardt, they are on an absolute tear. 4 straight wins that they've been able to rattle off. They're looking great. And a huge part of what they're doing is what Jared Bernhardt is doing. And right now, looking over at the Blue Book, you're seeing his point total at 2.5. And it's plus 118. We got bit on the ass taking a plus money prop yesterday, Ariel. I don't think it happens back to back because I think what you're seeing is that FanDuel is weighting season-long stats way too heavily in this number and not paying attention to maybe what happened in recent form. Because in recent form, he's gone over this number in 3 straight games. He's coming off a 5-point performance. And why is that? He started poorly in his first 2 games because it was the first time he played lacrosse in like 5 years. So it reason being that, he finally has his legs under him and he's playing great. What Denver has done, he's a huge part of it. Boston has been an over team through and through, largely because they're giving up goals in bunches, the same that they're scoring it. I expect today to be a shootout. If it's a shootout, a guy who's been constantly involved. Ariel, you and I both like this one. Jared Bernhardt of the Denver Outlaws. You can find this on FanDuel. Over 2.5 points, plus 118 is the play that I was looking at. And then I gave a client play to Andy Lang and his clients. So Andy has a whole team of handicappers that release cricket, golf, hockey, MMA. I am the lacrosse branch of the Andy Lang handicapping team. What do you think? We got like over 3,000 people watching live. Should we give them the client play for free? What do you think?
They've waited it out till the end of the show.
All right. Well, Johnny Detroit is hopefully on vacation, so he doesn't know that we're giving this one out for free. But paid client play for Andy Lang. We're looking at the dog tonight, not the Water Dogs though. We're looking at the Maryland Whipsnakes getting the 1.5 goals. Ariel, I mean, this is the first time you really dove in here on lacrosse, but you hopped in at a great time because underdogs, it's like free money right now. And I hate to say lock, I hate to say this, 18-8 against the number are underdogs this year, just blindly betting them. If you told me I could go on an 18-8 run betting anything, sign me up yesterday. Right. So we're looking at the underdog here, not simply because there's this great, ATS trend that they've been able to rack up here this entire season in PLL. But this is a sneaky good one because, sure, Maryland Whipsnakes, they're sitting at the bottom of the standings. They're 2-4 straight up. But a large part of that 18-8 against the spread is what the Whipsnakes are doing. They're 4-2 against the number. So yes, underperforming as far as wins and losses are concerned, but good teams win, great teams cover. So I guess that begs to explain that Maryland might just be a great team, 4-2 against the number in this matchup. I think the reason why you're seeing the Water Dogs favored is because they've been playing well, sure. But, these books also take into account what happens, season long for a lot of these teams or year over year. Philadelphia is 7-3 against the number since 2020 against this Maryland Whipsnakes squad. However, only one of those covers, Ariel, came with Philadelphia sitting as favorites. So, yeah, they've covered 7 against them. Only one of those 7 has come with Maryland Whipsnakes as a favorite. So, for me, Ariel, give me the dog, plus 1.5, around minus 118. You can shop around and find that. Maryland Whipsnakes getting the goals against the Philadelphia Water Dogs. That is the client best bet play for Andy Lang and his clients over there. So 2 plays for you here. Hopefully, we can get a little 2-0 sweep going for the folks.
My Maryland people are going to love it. Listen, we lost yesterday. We don't lose 2 in a row.
We don't. We can't.
No, we can't. So we've got 2 Premier Lacrosse games today, guys. Boston Cannons, Denver Outlaws at 3, Water Dogs, Whipsnakes at 8. Make sure to tune into Premier Lacrosse and always follow Dan over at Newbie Talks because that's where you get your PLL action and right here at WagerTalk all the time. Dan, you're the best. Thanks for running the show. Thank for all of you for tuning into the show on this Saturday, putting up with me and my kind of low energy, no voice, but I didn't have a cough attack. If you guys want to go to the Prop Queen Sports YouTube page, you could go to the live section and you'll see about 12 minutes into the show when Steve Merrill saves my ass because he has to cover for me when I had a cough attack. So if you would really like to be entertained because you're sadistic and enjoy watching other people in pain, you could go to the Prop Queen Sports YouTube page, subscribe, and you could find me having a cough attack. So I'm going to go save my voice, and I'm going to go write the PropQueen.com newsletter, which you can check out as well at thepropqueen.com. I send out the newsletter once on the weekends and then twice during the week if you're a premium subscriber. So go sign up because that's where I give you all my Major League Baseball props. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. Thank you, Dan, for running the show. Thank you to Tokyo, Brandon, Jesse, Yanni the Greek, all for tuning in and coming in on the show as a great guest. Dan is a bad boy. Well, he's married now, so he can't really be a bad. Oh, he's tailing that bad boy. Great. On that note, I'm signing off. Have a great weekend, everyone. Hope you have some winners.